Hello, thank you for joining us. Welcome to another session in the Kingdom of Agick. This here is session 30. Woohoo! I am Gregory. This is 1 in 20 D&D, and we're doing a live play. This is a sort of modified version of the Princes of the Apocalypse, and with our fantastic players and characters, I will do a quick introduction, and I'm going to start with Farron this week, even though Reed probably won't make it tonight. Unfortunately, he is still working overtime and such, but I realized because I listened to the recording of our last session, and when I did the intros, I flubbed and forgot to mention Farron, which is horrible. So, without further ado, so normally we have the wonderful Reed playing Farron, the half-elven sorcerer rogue. He is going to be an NPC controlled by our lovely Michelle, who is playing our PC Kyra, the Drow Druid. And we are also joined tonight by Colin, with our fantastic bard, Kaelin. We introduced last week our new character, Basalon, the fighter, the human fighter, being played by Brett. And last but not least, we have Gitgrot, the dwarven paladin, who is normally played by Tyler, who may or may not be able to make it as well. He's finishing up school and finals and all that kind of stuff, so we're not sure if he'll be in tonight. We hope so, and if not, we'll see him another time. So we do have 2 NBC'd characters in the party of 5, but hey, that's the way it goes sometimes, and that's what we're going with tonight. Now, in our last session, what we had was a whole lot of really fabulous role-playing and some pretty awesome table banter too. I have to say I was thoroughly entertained the entire time, and I wanted to start out right off the bat with giving everyone a kind of a belated DM's inspiration. So if you don't have inspiration for your character already, now this is not going to be the 2 NPCs, of course, but just for you 3, Kyra, Kaelin, and Basalon, because sincerely, I just thought the interaction between the characters was fantastic. You all contributed beautifully and wonderfully and hysterically. So please go ahead and plug that in. So on your character sheet, up top left, there should be like a little square or a little box that says inspiration, and you can click on that, and it should put, not on the title inspiration, but in the box should give you a little D&D symbol. Now, if you're new to the game, or for those listening, or for my players, just as a review, if you're not remembering, it is different than the inspiration that Kaelin can provide. So when Kaelin gives a character inspiration, it's a temporary deal, and it can be used to modify a D20 roll. And in his case, because he is a Valor Bard, he can also grant you the ability to bump your AC or I should say your AC or your damage rolls. So the Valor Bard, that's kind of their beauty. They give you that bonus, and it is for Kaelin right now. I believe it's still a D8. Is that correct, Colin? You're probably unmute. So let's.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. You're right.
It's all. It's a D8. Okay, getting close. Almost. It'll be a D8, D10 very soon. But in the meantime, for now, it is a D8 if Kaelin gives you inspiration. This inspiration that I will be able to hand out grants you advantage on any roll that you choose. Now, you can choose ahead of time, say, hey, I'm going to take advantage on this roll and use my inspiration, or you can make your roll, see that it's a lousy roll, and go, crap, maybe I should use my advantage, or my inspiration rather, and go ahead and use it kind of after the fact, after you've rolled and realized, oh, damn. Now, the only trick with that is that in this case, we do see the advantage rolls, like, because we're doing the roll too. So I'm going to say in that case, I'll probably have you roll it again, just so we, so we're not sort of cheating the system. Like, oh, I see that I got a natural 20, so why don't I go ahead and use my advantage right now? But that being said, that's the way you can use it is either before or after the roll. That can be used for pretty much any D20 roll. And I want to give it out a lot, so please use it. Don't feel like you have to, like, oh shit, I better hold on to that inspiration for when I really need it. Like, no, just like whenever it feels right, go for it. Like, try, if you use it once a session, there's a pretty good chance I'll reward one a session, or very nearly one a session. So for sure the three of you deserve it for last week, so kudos and cheers, and enjoy that boon, minor or major as it may turn out to be.
And we don't stockpile it, right? It's just either we have it, use it.
Yes, correct. You either have it or you don't, and that's, yeah, once you've decided, okay, we're going to use this, then you use it. If you're not going to use it, then you don't use it. So that's kind of how that works. Now, that being said, let me do a real super quick review of what happened last time. So last time, the party, as I mentioned, was introduced to Basilan. So they had ventured down into the Temple of the Black Earth. You have determined that this cult, this Earth cult, is somehow along the way, you have determined that they call themselves the Black Earth. And the Temple of the Black Earth is located underneath the Sacred Stone Monastery, where you guys had infiltrated and essentially cleared out, came down into the temple, at least let's call it this first level. For all you know, it may be the only level of the Black Temple. It very well could be the only level. So you came down here, didn't go through the front door, took the side door, as it were, went almost beeline straight to what appears to be the leader of this cult, because he called himself the Earth Prophet, or the Prophet of Earth. And his name apparently is Marlos Ernrail. As far as you can tell, you haven't verified it 100%, but you're pretty certain that Marlos is a Medusa. And while you defeated Helen Ray, the head of the monastery, the lead monk of the monks upstairs, you defeated her in a final tumultuous battle, put her down squarely, and the minions that she was dealing with as well. Marlos left, and a moment later, Basilan kind of introduced himself. So that's when we met Basilan. He came with a message from the High Mage of Agick, and she said, "Hey, your friends Torm and Matthias came back, told us what's happening." So she sent Basilan to find you. Once you guys grouped up, you started exploring. Very quickly, you saw a couple of guards, tricked them into believing you were lowly cultists, and Kaelin watched as they made a sign and used a passphrase, let's say, or some kind of a salute, or some kind of a homage, or something like this. It's a little unclear. But he heard it and saw it, and so he went later and essentially used the same thing as you guys encountered something of a priest with four other cultists in a room with an obelisk, where there was a gray-skinned gnome, bald and gray-skinned, and he was chained to, he or she, gosh, I forget. They, let's say, until I check, were chained to a post in front of the obelisk, and you convinced that is the priest, that Marlos wanted her, that the Earth Prophet had requested her, and basically you followed her, and yeah, exactly. You followed her and proceeded to annihilate her. So that's where we left things off. If you didn't catch that gnome part, I apologize. That was in the description, and I maybe read it too quickly, or
No,
it
we
wasn't.
captured it. And I actually wanted to go back and investigate, the gnome and
Kyra
you
wasn't
know.
in the room, so it's possible that she wasn't aware of it. But for certain, Kaylin and
That's what we're gonna say.
yeah, well, then that makes sense. That absolutely.
Like,
So
that does make sense. But I'm like, I don't remember that.
Right.
I remember the whole obelisk and everything, but I don't remember the gnome part.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember those guys trapped there. I don't know if I saw it though,
Well,
or if you had a chance to tell everyone about it.
I feel like Bossalon was like right next to the door, so probably only Kaylin and Bossalon saw what was going on in the room. Kaylin knows, like got a full view of all of it. Bossalon, you probably saw it just from the entryway. The others were kind of out in the hallway, so probably didn't really get it. Like Gitgrot was back behind the door, didn't even look in the room.
I was around the corner a bit.
And Farron was tucked into the corner. So let's just play it like that. So you all just didn't see it, so you're probably not aware of it because you haven't even had a moment to catch your breath. Like literally, the priestess is dying, like breathing her last breath as we speak. So that's where we're picking it up right now.
And Kyra is stripping her naked.
And it looks like we have Tyler. So this is fantastic. Let me give him the link, and I'll give him a quick 10-second version of that.
Short version: we were stripping some woman naked. Woohoo!
Yeah,
Tyler's
that's
here.
right.
Showed up at the right time.
He might have listened to at least part 1 of the game from last week, because he does, I believe, listen to the recordings. So we'll check. We'll find out in a moment. But so I'm guessing you probably want to take a moment and search her. That's kind of your MO. So is that?
Yeah, that's kind of the stripping naked.
True to the that's what I figured. All right. So let me see if she.
Gotta see if she has any noble-like things that.
Well,
Kyra,
first and foremost,
Kyra doesn't really get around, so things are fascinating to her.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
I'm gonna go close these doors.
Sounds good.
At least in the meantime, and also stand there and listen to them, just in case I hear footsteps, so no one walks by and interrupts us.
Right. Very good. So you give a quick, give me a perception check actually, or I can use a passive, whatever if you want, and if you actively want to listen before you close the door.
Yeah, I was going to, just
Perfect.
in case anyone's out there.
Oh my goodness, you are on point. So
Nice.
you hear some footfalls, but they're not close. They're very echoey, and based on your years of experience in caverns and mines and all this kind of thing, you're like, okay, somebody's out there, but damn, they're a ways off. They're not like, let's say they're not within 100 feet of you down the corridors. You imagine that they're probably a good bit away.
Okay, that's fine. I'll keep listening. It doesn't mean there's not other people creeping around out there. Perfect. Or just standing.
So we'll say you've got the door creaked maybe a couple inches wide just in case, and just got your ear perked to hear if someone's approaching.
Yeah, I'll make certain I'm not in line of sight in case someone sees the door ajar, that there's not some guy obviously peeking through it.
Absolutely. All right, Tyler, can you hear us?
I can.
Superman, great to have you back with us. I'm going to do a quick intro. Brett, meet Tyler. Tyler, meet Brett. Brett has joined us in our last. Did you, by any chance, listen to the first part of the recording from last week?
From which one?
So session 29, part 1.
I did.
Okay, awesome. I just posted part 2. Here's what happened in part 2. So you already met Bossalon, sort of. At least got a chance to hear the
from his note.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So once they entered the room, they basically decided they would follow her. That was the priest. They would lead her astray, essentially, and that's just exactly what they did. They brought her into this room where you guys are now, and before she was halfway across the room to see the puddles of blood on the floor, they jumped her, and not even, it took one round, I think, or maybe yeah, I think it didn't even take a full round to essentially execute her. So she went down quickly.
While we're doing that, Farron walks over there because I was talking to Reed about it. He's like, I would have just prestidigitation all the blood. I was
Fair
like,
enough.
okay,
Yes,
well, I'm going
that's
to do
fair.
that next time. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing now.
That's fine. He didn't think of it earlier, and he's like, we should probably cover our tracks a little better.
Yeah.
And so he gets rid of all the footprints, and as much as he can, it'll take him a couple minutes to get rid of all of it. Just as like he's casting the cantrip. Yeah, exactly. So you guys, meanwhile, look down at her body. So she is wearing splint armor. Which is pretty hefty armor class. If anyone is interested, it's heavy. But I think actually Gitgrot and
yeah, I'm pretty sure I have better.
Yeah, and even I don't know. Can Kalen wear heavy armor?
No, he can't. But he can wear medium.
Right. Okay. All right.
Which
so
scale anyway.
Perfect. All right. So, so she's got splint that she's wearing. She has a rod. That I would say that Kyra, being a caster, probably even Gitgrot, and maybe even Kalen. I would say all the three of you all, knowing what you know about magic, you pretty quickly recognize it to be her arcane focus. So there's nothing particularly special about it, other than A, she could thump you with it, and B, she probably uses it to focus her magic. Or what magic she might have had. It is not clear if she was a priest, sorcerer, druid, or the like. It's unclear because you didn't get to see her cast any spells. But it's really obvious that, especially because she was doing the what looked to be a ritual in the other room, as well as like just her garb in general, it's pretty obvious that she's a spellcaster, or was a spellcaster. So. On top of that, I suppose she probably has a little bit of coin on her. Let me check. Where is she? She is in a room.
If we get rid of some of this heavy ass brandy, we should be able to take some more stuff in the group loot.
I'll help.
The brandy's a very important element of the group loot.
That's really what Kyra says. Get rid of some of this heavy ass brandy. Maybe we could like put some more stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very important part of said group loot.
I'm sure there's heavy stuff in there that can be dispatched.
We can dispatch the brandy as well, just in different means.
All right, so let me see. So she has some coins in her purse.
We got to remember that as a means of interrogation. I mean,
just pour brandy down their throats.
Yeah, so some would be friendly, and we'll just force feed them about 6 shots worth, and then have another discussion.
I love it.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, I want to do one more thing while I'm figuring out how much coin she had. Tyler, I did my best to describe Gitgra, but I would rather you give us one of your best. Like, what does he look like now? Let's say.
What does he look like? Like after being beat up on for a few weeks?
Yeah, he's sort of kind of gotten his
time.
rhythm with the party, and he's
After
he's
kick
not.
of brandy.
Yeah,
exactly.
but also more just like I wasn't 100% sure about how you envisioned him. So
I mean, you
please
said
give
pretty
us-
much. He's a very a stout, burly dwarven man with a bright golden beard, and is skillfully adorned, and he has his mark of what's it called, the deity on it, and he's got a nice big hammer. Just likes to smash people with it.
Yeah, buddy. And Moradin, you do have the emblem, right? That's your holy symbol.
Yeah, it's
on the
Moradin.
shield?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So your shield, at least at this point, functions as your holy symbol. All right, so you find while you're searching her body, there's a small purse with 25 gold coins. So quite a nice little chunk of change in her.
I'm currently carrying 10 said brandy
on her. Right on.
25. That would make this 56. Okay. Yeah, just so y'all know, I mean, I know y'all probably remember, but maybe y'all don't. Kyra has a lot of the group loot's coins just because it's so freaking heavy because this stupid ass brandy. That's literally what's going on right now. So I've kind of put it in a little separate bag in my bag. So if
So
you look in the
bag
group, we
section.
actually have more money than that. Just
Gotcha.
we don't
That
need a
makes sense.
broken.
But when we get to sell all this brandy, we even have more money. You know, we'll become brandy salesmen.
Uh-huh.
Traveling brandy salesman.
Let me see how heavy
Bossalon,
this splint
who's
armor is.
listening in and sort of keeping a watch on stuff, suggests that we start putting, freshly recovered loot in a separate bag, just because what you've recovered before my appearance obviously is yours, and it will help sorting stuff in the future.
Sure.
Or once you join the circus, it's a circus. We're
Yeah, I
family.
mean,
know?
yeah. I mean, they basically wrote that you're not like some thieving crazy person, so we kind of
Oh.
like,
Okay, so as long as I survive, I get a share of loot.
yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Okay. Whatever works for you. It's not like we're poor at this level. I'll spend it on brandy as long as you guys help me carry it.
You can use it on
You're a
brandy
punk.
right now. Yeah, I can't even carry the split armor. Like that's how much brandy we have.
Right.
Well, you know what we can do? Why don't we
Yes.
drop anything we don't want to take with us over this, put it on the ledge out of sight down here. So, like the splint armor, maybe the keg of brandy,
Huh.
it should be sort of out of sight, and we
Yeah,
can
and
go
then we'll
fetch
just
it.
come back and fetch it. All right,
If you
sounds good to
want.
me.
That's a great idea.
Better than having to stash it elsewhere.
That is what we're going to do.
And for that matter, we can just toss her body in the ravine if we feel like it.
Yep, just kind of kick her over, stack her up in the. Have just a whole room full of dead bodies.
Or what we do is
Sounds
we
great.
stage the body next to the keg of brandy, like she killed herself drinking the brandy. You know, she went out the right way.
Now, if we could pose her like a statue and paint her gray, maybe she'd blend in here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, wow, someone found misfavor with the Earth Priest, Earth Prophet, or whatever it is.
That's precisely it.
There's some dust on her.
Sweet.
Gregory, would you be so kind to put a hand out so that I could just write in there the stuff that we kind of tossed over the side of the.
I can do that if that. Yeah, that's.
Or do you want to just write it on the map and text?
That works too. It's probably easier if there's a handout. Well, then again, maybe it's not, because then we know where it is too. That might be a good idea. And
it's just
Michelle,
like one
you
or
can
two
write
items.
text. Yeah. How much is it? Is it a lot of stuff?
No, I think if we just get rid of the brandy and that split armor, we probably have a lot of space. It's that
All right,
brandy, man.
So let's just do that. That's a good suggestion. Let's. So we'll put some.
Brandy is like 75 pounds by
Put
itself.
it there. We'll put it there, and we'll make it like big enough to see, and then we'll go. How many
Currently
kegs
in
of
the dark
brandy?
over there.
Or how many jars? I mean.
25.
Bottles. Okay. 25 bottles. Bottles. Oh.
Now, I've seen bags of holding before, but I'm still impressed. You just keep pulling out, bottle after bottle of brandy. My eyebrows go up a little bit.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
I'm
say
like
anything.
pointing. I'm pointing at Gitgrot, like as I pull out the brandy with
Alright.
like the other hand, like.
Yeah, I sort of raised my hands.
It
I'm
is-
like, I adventured with the dwarf for years. I totally understand.
It's the well. Did any of you taste it? I don't remember. I think one of you did.
Yeah, Gitgrot, like, and Kaylin,
Yeah.
like.
And it's
down.
crap.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's crap brandy. It's not good brandy at all. It's just brandy. It's like bottom shelf.
You know what I just realized, Gregory? I could just uncheck it. So I just unchecked it.
Oh, so
And
it's
then if
still
we
in the arm.
somehow-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
still in
see.
there, but I uncheck it so it's not going towards the total.
Okay.
So for some reason we like end up leaving, or that's not going to happen. But
That's
if something happens and we leave it, I could just delete it real quickly.
That's cool.
I don't think-
Is it strong brandy? I'm gonna grab a bottle from them before they all put it out there. I thought it was a big keg. If it's a bunch of bottles, because
Oh,
I'm
no,
wondering if it might
they're
be
heavy,
useful.
3-pound bottles.
Yeah,
Light
that's
it on
convenient.
fire or something.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, either for flame or sometimes as a solvent. You get like some slime or something on you or glue. Occasionally, it's nice to have some alcohol to help rinse that stuff off.
There's your
I don't
bottle
know if it's
of
strong,
brandy.
but it's nasty.
Yeah.
That's
There's
really
your
what Kara said.
bottle
Yeah.
of brandy.
The other-
I'll show that for the
Other thing.
Oh, it's off. You can't see it. Damn. Okay, so you guys can't see it, but it's on my map.
Yeah.
No, I can see a
Here's
bottle.
the bottle of well, you have better eyesight than the others. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I was like, oh,
So
I
there's
see
our
a bottle.
note, and I'll just put it right here. We'll say it's right over the edge there.
Okay. I'm gonna take one of the bottles of brandy
Yeah, so you can kind of if they'll give it to you, which I guess they probably would.
Yep.
You can
Because
sort
I
of
literally asked him, "Hey, do you want some brandy?"
right. Okay, so perfect.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna take
Brandy.
one.
Want
Well,
some
like for
brandy?
instance, you could have thrown it at that guy as he was running away, and then your bear could have like followed the scent very easily, even if we could.
Ooh, that was a really good idea. But that bear was not out until that crazy, whatever the hell that was,
Yeah.
came in and tried to kill us.
Okay, just food
Bullet.
for thought.
Yeah, the bullet
There's
came out
All right.
and tried to kill
I will.
us. And
So
then
check this
I
out.
popped
This
it.
is the
gone.
Sacred Stone Brandy.
But yeah, I'll remember.
There are 65 bottles of this recently bottled brandy on the shelves. You took 25. This is upstairs in the monastery. It is strong but not very good. The liquor has not been properly flavored or aged. It burns fiercely if ignited. So, you take a little bit of it and you test it with your with a spark or whatever, or ask Farron. Ask Farron, and he's like sure, and he produces a little bit of flame, and it doesn't explode, but there's like a burst of fire that yeah, it's intense stuff. So yes, you could use it for all of those, and possibly more than what you already described. So you have
Okay.
one bottle. Add that in your inventory, and it is called Sacred Stone Brandy.
I'm pretty heavily encumbered, so unfortunately I can only take one bottle.
Right on. And again,
I was okay with leaving these bottles here.
unless it's actually heavily encumbered, unless you're actually heavily encumbered, like off the sheet, then don't worry about it. You're adventurers. I'm assuming you can manage with a heavy pack. So
Yeah, especially if it's like plate mail's half your weight, that's going to be well
Exactly.
distributed.
So, all right. So you've searched the body, collect your breath. And let's say it's been 5 minutes. Farron took care of cleaning up the blood. Y'all are kind of like Bossalon. I don't know if it will be a full 5 minutes. So Bossalon is at the door. I think it's more like 2 or 3 minutes, and you actually, Bossalon, start to hear a little bit of a hustle and bustle.
Can we be a little more descriptive? Is this like a dance crew outside the door?
Stay alive.
Well, you hear footfalls, quiet footfalls, and you hear
Loud.
what sounds like come on, this stupid
Was this
thing.
a door that opened and closed fairly quietly, or is it like some big old creaky, squeaky thing?
It's moderately quiet.
Because if I heard footsteps coming close and I thought they were far enough away that they wouldn't hear it, I gently shut the door.
Okay.
There's
So
one where they're like 5 feet away and I know it's a squeaky door. I'll probably just, frantically wave to everyone and hiss for them to like get behind pillars.
mm-hmm. What the heck is going on? I'm seriously just about to freaking. Okay, sorry, my mouse is giving me the same issues again, and I haven't been able to fix it. I apologize. I will fix it before our next game. All right.
Future loves us.
So let's see here. You guys. So here's what you hear. You hear a door open and shut. Then you hear a few moments later. You hear another door open and shut. Then you hear the shuffling of footsteps and a bit of whispered words, but you can't make out what is said.
Okay. Do they sound like immediately close or sort of
They
like, my
sound
guess would
like
be it
they're
was
coming your way.
this door?
And I'm
Okay, I'll
basing
try to-
all this on that nat 20 on your perception.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to quietly shut the door. And then I will move back
Why don't you
and
give
sort of
me
like
a stealth
wave people.
check to see how quietly you close the door?
Let's see, stealth.
You are stealthy.
Oh, because I was looking forward to, saying, crap, I failed to kick the door. Luke, we're going to have company.
You could do that
Not this time.
anyhow.
No, I'll just close the door. I'm going to sort of briskly walk behind that pillar
Mm-hmm.
and sort of like wave to people going, "Psst, I hear voices."
Mm-hmm. Very good. All right, so let me make some rolls here.
I will switch to my crossbow aimed at the door.
Aaron's gonna drag that body back where all the other bodies are
Okay.
in the body room and clean up the evidence.
Sure. Very
He
good.
probably would have been doing all that while he was cleaning up the other stuff.
Okay.
Just 'cause she's like,
About another minute passes, and you guys are all kind of like just like waiting. Nothing seems to be happening.
Okay, I'll move back to the door and just keep listening there with the door shut.
Okay.
Kyra's going to join over and take a listen. She's pretty decent perception.
Yeah, Kaylin is right over there.
All right. So whoever's listening, give me another perception roll.
I'm not using up all my good rolls today.
I say that as I roll kind of
it
crappy here.
balances. So we got a 16 from Kaylin, a 20 from Boslan again. Not a nat 20, but still 20. 13 from... Okay, so here you hear...
Aaron's dealing with the body.
Boslan hears another door open and close. And you think that it's one of the closer doors. This one sounded closer than the first one you heard. The first one you heard sounded like it was down, like a well down the hallway. It almost sounds like you heard a door closing in the hall you're in.
Okay, I'll just stay quiet and, I assume the other characters are finishing up what we were working on.
Yep. Okay,
Yeah, Aaron is dealing with the body.
all right. So, you guys you're all just like on your on edge maybe, or on your toes. There is no sound for another, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. And then you hear someone attempting to open the door. Now, no one said they were locking the door, so the door starts to swing open.
Towards us?
Does any... no, remember maybe you probably don't. I had determined that, no, these doors actually swing out.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that.
So someone is... The door starts being pulled out.
Okay, on a impulse, I'm gonna
just a minute, I'm dressing.
I'm gonna open the door and like walk out of it just sort of normally, because I still have my mask and cowl and all that stuff on, and
Yeah, me too.
act as if I expect to see, another guy out there.
Okay. Okay.
I have on the same, dressed like this chick.
Super. All right, so is everyone else standing right behind them? Farron is kind of back away and like right exactly where it looks like right now.
I'm gonna act really irritated that I was being interrupted.
Okay. All right, so you guys do... Okay, so you open the door, and
Yeah, and I'm actually gonna probably move out, just trying to bluff, looking casual, just like I was leaving the room and heading towards someplace else in the complex.
Okay. So you open the door.
Anyone
Okay.
I see
So
there, I'll just sort of like give a nod and like get ready to walk past.
all right. You open the door, and you see. Now I don't know if you would recognize it because I don't know that you saw them, but probably as soon as you hear it, uh, there are the two Black Earth guards that Kalen encountered earlier, as well as two cultists that you haven't seen before, and they kind of look at you immediately, and the one of them the one says to you, "Huh, there you are." He says,
Greetings, brother.
he says,
What up, man?
You are not my brother. We are on to your ruse. The guard was not changed. You are intruders, and you will be dealt with." And he starts brandishing his morning star. So I think we're just gonna get right in. Well, does anyone want to say anything? Because he looks like
at
he's
this
about
point-
to try to thump you.
I'm probably going to try to seize the initiative, so I'm going to draw my short sword, move forward ASAP, and just attack him.
Okay, so then take 1/2 step back, and we'll just go for initiative. We'll say you push the door open, and like as soon as he.
Okay.
In fact, let me do this a little different because they were right outside the door opening it.
Yeah, I was wondering.
So we'll say this one was here, that one was there, and then the other two guys right behind them. And then you push the door open and step right out. So this is where we're at
Okay.
right now. The doors are open outside, out to the hallway.
Okay. I was just going to open the door that I'm in,
Yeah.
unless he's opening the other one at the same time. So is there a door between?
Oh no, I was waiting on you. I was inside. Just like if they were to step in, then I'd be like, "What are you doing here?" But
Okay, so
Okay.
the door
unless
between.
Gregory says otherwise.
Most people are right-handed, so I'm gonna roll a die, d6. On a 1, it will be the left-hand door. Otherwise, he was reaching for the same door. It's a 3. So you guys, so he's functionally. I'm gonna move you guys because that doesn't make sense. So he is right in front of you when you open the door.
Oh, okay.
So you open the door, he pulls it. You push it out as he pulls it open, and you're
Yeah,
like
so I'm
face to face. And he says, in
Pretending to
your-
be surprised, bluff, and fails, and decide I'm going to solve this by sticking it with my short sword.
Yeah, they're already onto the ruse at this point. Yeah, it's that time, kids. Let's go with initiative.
So I just
Yay!
click the initiative button here.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep. You click your character on the initiative button.
Oh yeah, gotta highlight my character first. Now, I don't know the combat rules too well here. If I step back, does it give me penalties or something?
Say it again.
By the way, initiative is I've got a +5 here. +5 versus what? Is it like a D20? Is it a D4?
Yeah, it's a
Based on your
d20
dex.
plus your initiative. It's based on your dexterity, and plus
Yeah.
5 is pretty solid. So
Okay, so apparently I tried to keep my bluff going a little bit too long.
yeah, so you just click on your token and then click the initiative, and it'll roll it for you. And I'm gonna open the tracker for everybody to see it right now. So just go ahead. Oh, Gitrot, nice. Love it. That's what happens, isn't it?
Exactly.
And then we need one of the.
Gitrok walked into my back as I was opening the door, and
Yeah, I jarred myself.
so if I move backwards or to the side, do I take a penalty? Am I blocking other
So you
characters
give
from that
if you
position?
move. Okay, so imagine a ring around everyone that is 5 feet of reach. So you
Okay.
occupy a quote 5-foot square, and then there's
Sniper.
9
Peter.
squares around you. If someone
That's what
moves
you
in or out, so if someone moves out of that area, they get what's called an opportunity attack against you. So it's like you're stepping away while they still threaten you, so they have a chance to hack at you when you move. Now, you can take what's called the disengage action, which is essentially a defensive retreat, and then they don't get that. But that takes an action unless you have a skill that provides other, like, for instance,
Okay.
rogues can do a disengage without it. They can do it as like a bonus action. So,
Okay.
and that goes for you as well as for them. So if they step out of your reach, then you get a hack on them. If you step out of theirs, they get a hack on you unless you disengage, vice versa. And also, reach can vary. So, like, for instance, really big creatures might have an extra reach. If you're using a pole arm, you might have like, say, for instance, if you're using a pole arm, you might have a 10-foot reach. And that
I
still
got
counts.
Or
okay,
glade.
so essentially, I can move adjacent to enemy
Yes.
without triggering an opportunity attack.
Correct. Now, with the door in the way, you'd probably have to swing the door open to move along. Like, if you wanted to move into, say, this square right here in front of Kyra, you'd probably have to swing the other door open, because right now it's sort of blocking her a little bit.
Right,
okay.
and you can move through a player. It's just the terrain is more so. So it takes 10 instead of 5.
Exactly.
Okay,
to
I was
move
just
through.
wondering if I'm
But you
blocking
can't
everyone.
remove. You can't move through an enemy though.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
essentially it's
slow,
like-
so
No worries. It's
They'll have to
essentially
move
like
around
you're
me.
moving through
Unless you're
difficult.
like a halfling. That's a little bit different.
It has the effect of as if you moved through difficult terrain.
Right.
So, and for some reason, I am not getting this damn roll to come up for me.
well, we
And-
were stunning on our initiative rolls, weren't we?
Yeah, I mean it's just horrible. Look at that. One's all the way around. Seriously? Yeah. That's crazy. Computer's garbage.
Okay.
Well, the Black Earth Guard doesn't look like he's too fast either.
Yeah. Which is good. Because they hit hard.
Strike first. No, you strike first. No, please. After.
After you. Like, didn't I tell you? No. Don't come in here and bother me.
I'm like,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
that was
that's
the other
right.
intruders you found out.
Yeah. It's like, wait. That's true. Yes, ma'am.
So we're gonna do it this way.
We're not intruders. We live here. See, we got cloaks.
Alright, I don't have that. That's that. So that's that. I gotta check something quickly and then we'll get started. Sorry, I'm always doing this, guys. Let's try not to waste time.
First, you're going to check something quickly. Then you're going to have issues with your mouth. Then mouse. Then we'll get started.
Alright, I should have... Okay, that's fine. We're gonna do it this way. Let me try this again if I can. And roll initiative there.
No.
Well, luckily the 20 was the second roll. So one thing we added, Tyler, I don't know if you heard that or caught it, was that we're rolling 2 on every roll, and if you have advantage, we'll use it, or disadvantage, we'll use it, but otherwise, we're just taking the first roll. So in that case, there was nothing to worry about. All right, so Farron is at the top of the initiative. He basically hears what is about to happen and has a chance to do what he will. So what do you guys want him to do?
So, yeah, he's going to step forward. Not forward, so he can see virtually, that is.
Right.
So we'll step over one and go, not really thinking about anything in particular. He's gonna just throw a bolt down there.
Firebolt.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give
Yeah,
the guy like 3/4 cover because you're shooting through 2 of your companions, so the timing is gonna have to be like phenomenal. So it'll be difficult, possible, but difficult.
Let me point out, I am carrying a bottle of highly flammable brandy and don't like being shot with firebolts at the same
I
time.
have 10.
That's it, yeah.
Well, for the spell to work, you just got to be able to see him. So
Yep, that's right.
It's fine.
That's right. He can do it. That's right.
No big deal. Unless the computer is gonna do what it does, like it always does. Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta roll it because that's the way he has it.
Right. Yeah, that's an attack.
Well, let's see. I didn't roll that great. He has a plus. Oh well, that's right. He's pretty high. That roll. Okay, so he didn't get enough for the 3/4 cover. A 19.
19 is versus those guys is gonna miss.
Yeah, I figured
So
as much.
It kind of he tries to time
Yeah,
it,
I
but
didn't roll that high.
it hits the frame of the door, unfortunately, because he didn't quite get the right aim there. Does he want to do anything else?
Yeah, he's gonna step this way. Let me see. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's gonna come over here so he can possibly get a better angle of the door, start opening up, and that's it.
Okay.
What armor does he? Do they appear to be wearing?
Okay, so the Black Earth
Stone.
Guard have essentially
It's
plate
like
mail,
straight stone.
but yeah, it's made of stone.
Okay.
And the cultists behind them,
Have the robe, right?
they appear to be like monks, yeah, so they're not really wearing any armor. I'm gonna see, Kyra, I'm gonna see if I can fix that firebolt spell for you there.
Well, unless you don't trust me to roll it, I wouldn't, because he doesn't roll on the computer anyways.
Oh, that's fine.
Reed never does.
That's fine. That's no problem. Well, shit, I did it by accident anyway, so. You can still roll it. It doesn't matter. It's just gonna show the correct stuff now. I'll
Yeah, it was
apologize to readers.
practically impossible for me to roll.
No worries.
There's just too many people in the way, so it wasn't gonna happen.
No worries. No, but it was worthy try. All right, so Farron's done and Kalen is up. What are you gonna do, buddy?
Kalen is going to cast a level 3 Cloud of Daggers on this guy right here, the middle stone.
Sure. Fantastic.
Should get everybody, right?
Yes, it will definitely.
That would be 64 slashing damage.
Yes. Click the spell for me there.
Yeah. Sorry.
Make sure you have it in there. It's all good. Level 3, right?
Yeah, but so how do I? If I
So
have
when
it
you click it, double click on the top bar of your character sheet, and then it should give you a dialog box like what level you want it to.
double click on which bar?
On your character sheet, the top bar of your character sheet, if you double click on it, it minimizes it.
Okay.
Unless you have it popped out in a separate window.
Yeah, I have it popped out.
Okay, so that's... It makes everything trickier.
Well, I had mine popped out and the firebolt showed up.
Yeah, but if you're selecting the level, it's gonna query what level you want to cast it at. So it's kind of easier if you do it in. Let me just do this.
It's weird that it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
They're ridiculous.
Popping the window out, it
sometimes.
seems like it's gonna be great, and I thought it was too for a really long time. But then it's like it just seems like it makes everything trickier. So here's Cloud of Daggers, and then that's the problem. It doesn't have any information in there. Son of. Is that one that's
Well,
not?
I just looked it up. So essentially,
So tell me what it is, because I don't want to look it up.
You fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube 5 feet on each side, centered on a point you choose
Right.
within range. Creatures take, well, I rolled as 66 because it's level 3 spell.
Okay, perfect. All right, so and it's when they enter it, right?
Yeah, correct.
yeah, or if they start a turn in there.
Okay,
Right.
so it happens right now. So boom, they're enter. So roll 66, dude, and they make a dex save, right?
Uh,
I gotta look it up.
It's 64. I don't think it says anything in the spell description about a saving throw.
yeah, it doesn't say anything about saving throw.
Doesn't say? Okay, so, alright. So, let me just look at this here. Just want to read it from the CEO.
That's page 222 in the rulebook.
It's so bizarre that it doesn't have an attack or a saving throw.
Some of those spells are purposed like that.
Alright, so 64. Go for it.
I rolled it already.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah, 17.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay, so 17. Alright, so they each take 17 damage. And they don't like it. I can tell you that.
And then I'm going to give, for my extra bonus action, I'm going to give Batsalon inspiration.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm being inspired by blinking any blood out of my eyes from the cloud of daggers. Or I'm
Spray.
inspired to match the
Yeah, the
storm
blood's
of blade my own.
There you
So
go.
what does his inspiration do for me?
You can roll a d8 and add it to your attack roll or saving throw, or you can boost your AC with it, or you can add some damage to your attacks.
Okay. After I make the other roll, or I have to choose ahead of time?
You kind of have to choose ahead of time, but you can like sort of do it in the moment. Not like you before you know the result, basically. Like you can make a roll and say, "Oh, that sucks. Let me roll the d8 for the inspiration." As long as I haven't said, "Okay, this is what happens." Thank you, Cairo.
Got it.
Michelle, I appreciate that.
Okay. Well, I'm up next, right?
Yeah, you will be.
So I'm going to make my 2 attacks with the short sword. Now, since I get 2 attacks, shall we just use both numbers? Or how do you want to deal with this?
No. We would just do it as 2 separate attacks because the first one is for damage. and the
Okay,
second-
got it.
yeah,
So,
the first attack, you strike out with your short sword, and it actually clangs off his armor. Like you think you're gonna nail him right in the gut, but it doesn't even penetrate.
okay. I'm going to use, I guess, the D8. Damn, it's not likely to hit anything in the second one. Both those are shit rolls.
It's possible. So if you want with the 13, I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Well, I
21
probably don't need it
AC.
for armor class. Okay. I'm probably not efficiently using this, but
If
we
you
will
get
hope
an
for it.
If you get an 8, that would be a 21 AC. So
Yeah.
it might not. It might not.
Man, I'm rolling awesome today.
Dope.
Okay.
All
So, total bomb on almost everything in the combat.
It's all right. That's how it goes sometimes. All right, so you're
Most times.
Computer. I tell you. Oh, that other sheet roll is so much better. This one's crap.
Yep, I
Well,
understand.
I'm a skilled warrior. I'm sort of being tentative at the start here to feel out my opponent and try not to get my hand taken off by spinning clouds of daggers.
Indeed. All right.
I guess none of us are really
bonus
go out
action?
there.
Did you have a bonus action or anything else you wanted to do?
Not at this point.
Okay. All right. So next up is the cultists. Now, they are gonna have to change tactics because wait. They take it when they start their turn.
Yeah, when they start.
Enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. Alright, so that's weird because then they take... I think we've gone over this with Reed before, and it's like...
No, technically they take the damage now, not
Now, not
earlier.
the beginning. Yeah.
Right. So
Yes.
you don't have to do that. one
Right,
since
so
they
so
already took it.
they get shredded a little bit, and then as a reaction, they both kind of jump back. And... That's... For the moment, that's all those two are going to do. So then it will be Kyra's turn.
Kyra is going to get out of the way. She's long range anyways. But she would like to hold a produce flame if she sees one come through the door.
Okay. If one makes
So
it
she'll
through the
back up to
door,
there.
that's the trigger. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. All right, so you back away, ready the spell. Little motes of flame start curling in your palm, and then it is the Black Earth Guards. Okay, so similarly, you hear the ching ching as these daggers slice at and through their armor, and they're not happy about it. The one in the front, gosh, he is in trouble.
That's what you get.
Well, okay, so here's what. So the red dot is going to step forward, swing open the door, and since there's no one to stop him, he's going to step in and out of the cloud of daggers, and then he will stop right there. His action was to open the door, and doesn't really have a functional bonus action.
Nice.
So he stepped through the door, so I would let out my produce flame.
Yes, you can do that now.
Which doesn't really go anywhere. Because it's pretty lousy. Jeez, come on now.
Actually,
That would be an 8 to hit. Wow, I rolled terrible.
okay. All right, super. So, an 8 misses. Yeah. So you try to chuck it past Kalen, and at the last second, Kalen kind of shifts his foot, and you're like, "Oh shoot!" And you don't want to hit Kalen, so you it veers off a little bit to the side and misses him. The other guard, they're actually gonna work in tandem, so they're gonna shift in like this to get out of the cloud.
Can he get an
daggers.
attack of opportunity since he moved away from him?
No, he didn't actually move away. He just sidestepped to him.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
no,
the
it,
Bossalon
technically,
would.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
he
fine,
was
that's
gonna
fine.
risk it, I think. So let's just do that. Go for it.
So I can do a side stab
so
at what is
at
it, red dot?
You basically, you see red trying to shift past you. You swipe out to your right. So
Okay.
go ahead, Rake.
And I've realized 3 out of my last 4 attacks have been ones.
All right, well that's all right. That attack catches him on the side.
Both my initiative and both my damage rolls, but those attacks missed anyway.
All right, you hit him pretty grievously on the side as he tries to get past you. You find the chink in his armor and hear him grunt, and blood drips out from the wound. The blue one is going to go ahead and make a couple attacks in response we're going to say, since you were right in front of him, he's probably going to attack you. So 2 attacks for Bossalon. First attack,
Bring it, bitch.
second attack.
Exactly.
So I don't think I whispered those. I didn't mean to. This is a 17 doesn't hit, so he misses twice. First one clangs off of your plate mail. Second one you easily deflect with your shield. He cannot find purchase. At the same moment, the let's see if anyone notices that. Yeah, probably not. At the same moment, another one of the same kind of dudes comes charging loudly, climbs up onto the shelf back here, and then comes barreling towards Farron.
Quick, protect the brandy.
All he can do is that. He just gets up in Farron's face, or back actually. But of course, Farron could turn to face him at some point. And that is the end of the Black Earth Guard's turn. It is now Gitrot at the bottom
It's
of
my
the first
turn.
round.
Woo!
All right, Tyler, it's been a while. What are you gonna do? Lay it on us, man. Bring the heat.
Alright, we're gonna look quick, cause I was ready and then they moved and now I'm no longer ready.
No sweat. Take your time.
First things first. Hold up. Alright. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. So, I'm gonna cast... Where did I put my cue sheet? There we go. It's taking forever. Cast, where is it? Shield of Faith on, as a second level onto, Farron.
Oh, good idea. All right, I will give it. Is that the Shield of Faith? The little
Yep.
arrow. No, wait. Does that token the little swords? What was that?
I have no clue what that one is.
No, that was from last time. What the heck was that? Does anyone remember what he had that we gave that for? I can't think. Because what I've been doing, I gotta make a list of stuff that I'm using, the symbols and whatnot. Shield of Faith has always been that one, so there is Shield of Faith.
Then I'm just gonna smash the blue guy twice in the face.
All right. Spectacular. First attack is a 12. It misses. He is dodging and weaving with Bossalon. But the second one, you just time it beautifully. As soon as he shifts to one side, you just clonk him on the head. And
17 more damage.
you almost hear his teeth clack together. And he takes a massive, 17. Big hit. That's 17 damage twice. He's barely standing. You can see it. He's like totally staggered at this point. All right, so that's
all.
Gitrot. I'm assuming you're not going to move, right?
No.
All right, back to the top. Round 2. Farron.
All right,
You got
so
something
this
in
one-
your face.
Farron's going to bonus action Misty Step and get the hell out of there. Misty Step. And he's going to appear right there.
Sure.
Nope. And then he's going to shoot an arrow at him as he and that guy hasn't gone yet, right? Oh well, he's not that level of a rogue. Okay, I was going, he hasn't gone yet. But no, that doesn't make any sense because he's only first level rogue. So he's gonna shoot at him as he skulks away.
Awesome.
So Storm Fury there.
All right, he
20 to
pulls
hit.
out his trusty bow, and it's not a very effective shot, but it is nevertheless, and it does get through, and he takes a small wound we'll say to the leg, and it's sticking out of his muscle. All right.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy.
He didn't like that. Anything else? That's bonus action.
That's
Action.
it. He can
could
still
move. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna move. He's gonna back up a bit more.
Make it even more
Yeah,
hard to
pretty much.
get to.
More defensive. He winks at one of the statues.
He'll come this way. All right,
Sure.
and he'll be there.
All right, beautiful.
You can kind of see everything.
Back to oops. Oh, my stupid double-clicking freaking mouse. Back to Kalen. What you gonna do, buddy?
Sweet.
Your mouse double clicks? Nice.
I click it once and it's doing a double click for some
Yeah, it
odd
gets
reason.
stuck.
It's
He
weird.
double clicks his mouse. We went through this last time.
Yeah, it's.
I gotcha.
Which guy was has
Trying
more?
to single click, but it doesn't seem to want to do it.
The one right in front of me or the one to my right?
The blue is about to die.
Your experience, yeah, they're both pretty wounded, but definitely the blue one he's staggered and he looks like he's about to go down.
I'm just gonna do this then here. I'm gonna start
Finish
with
him off.
first attack on the guy in front of me.
All right,
Yeah. Future reference, I actually get a pre-attack if I drop a guy with one.
right
It's one of
on.
my abilities.
All right, keep it in mind. Make sure you remind me. All right, so your first attack is just perfectly poised and slides right through his armor. Him being staggered as he is, you slip it right between the pauldron and the helmet and just put him out of your misery.
Sweet. And
I'll
then
be right back.
my last two, I'm gonna go to the guy on the right.
All right.
Did that kill him?
You're muted, Gregory.
Why did I hit the button? All right, so you do this slash stab kind of thing. I hope I said that. I don't know if you heard it. Miraculously, he doesn't take a ton of damage from the attacks, but it's unfortunately it's just not enough. But it looks like the guy is like clutching wounds that look mortal, essentially. But he's still on his feet.
Well, that ends my turn.
All right, Boslan.
Now I can attack and then move, right?
Yes, you can. You can move, attack, and move too. So.
Okay. Because I want to finish this guy off, but then I don't have anyone else within reach to attack. So do I lose my second attack, or how does this work?
Yeah. You don't have enough movement to get to both of them. I think.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do then.
Step forward and attack. That's 5 feet. But
So
then,
blue is alive but severely thrashed on.
no, blue's dead. That's what the red X is. So the red X means he's.
Oh, okay. Blue's dead. What I'm going to do then, if he's over there, what I will probably do, because we saw this cloud of daggers blocking the passageway, right?
And I will give the other guy a color too. He will be green.
I'm going to move over and attack green, because I see Soda showed up from the back, and
Yeah.
I suspect that Get Grot and Kalen can handle the other guy.
Yeah, and Cloud of Daggers is stationary. It's outside the room, so.
Yeah,
The
it
two
requires
cultists
concentration.
Yes, and the two cultists have to move through it if they want to get to you guys.
Okay.
Which they're probably not going to do.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go attack this guy then, seeing as we're sort of covered with that nice cloud of daggers. Hopefully I can roll better than I did earlier.
Sure. Yeah. So with your first attack, you managed to get through his defenses. The second
Barely.
which
Minimum mass
seconds,
damage again.
which sets up the second attack that you basically hit on the nose. Like you know that if it was just a millimeter off, you probably would have missed on your second attack, but you managed to strike twice, doing 20 damage, and he does not like that.
Okay, getting a feel for these guys. Their stupid stone armor. It doesn't work the way my opponents normally have armor.
Yep, that's right. Okay. Anything else? That was a action, bonus action, and some movement. You have a tiny bit of movement left.
Yeah,
You have,
I think I'll probably just
5 or 10 feet left, I think.
I'll probably stay there for now, sort of keep him off from the rest of the party.
Yeah, and you have a statue on your flank, so you got a little bit of sort
Yeah.
of blocking from that.
Actually, I'll probably just step up here a little bit, just to keep him in case he wants to dash to try to get the rest of the party. He's got to sort of move past me.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so back to the cultists. The two cultists outside the room are the red one saw how you just turned these two black guards to mincemeat, He takes off running.
You're fired, dude.
Right, seriously. The other one sort of steps forward, because he didn't see all of that bloody nastiness. He heard some of it, but... So he sort of steps forward to kind of take a look at what's happening. But that's all he does. At the same moment, or when they act, I should say, two more of these bastards pop up from the ledge. So they apparently have come around the other direction. Again, being alerted to your presence, they seem to have tried to mount some kind of a... They were trying to trap you or something. So one of them shoots over here. The other one, I think, is going to... check his movement. Double check his movement. His movement is... that's what I thought. Alright, so I think he's going to be able to make it. To make it close, anyway. Just barely. Just barely. He's going to get within striking range of Kyra, but he essentially used his action to get up on the ledge, so he doesn't get the attack. The other one, however, had climbed up last time, but you didn't. He was kind of stealthy about it, and so he gets his attacks. Now I don't have, for some reason, I don't have them in my system, so I'm going to do it a little more manually. He gets 2 attacks with a +4 to hit. So use the standard die roller here. We're going to go 1d20 plus 4. Roll. His first attack is an 18. Second attack is a 23. So his first attack is pretty futile with your armor. He can't get through your shield, basically. The second attack, however, he swipes low, attacks your knee. You weren't expecting it, and so he manages to give you a little bruise there to the tune of let's see.
I'm sorry, is this me being attacked by green?
That is
or
Bossalon. Bossalon by, yeah, the green monk.
Okay.
So that is to the tune of 4 points of damage, bludgeoning damage to your knee.
Okay, and was this a weapon, or is he like martial artsing me?
Martial arts.
Okay, now would that count for my heavy armor master with the -3 damage from non-magical weapons, or not?
Yes, absolutely. So you take
Okay,
1
so
point of damage.
I probably twist and drop, so he ended up smacking a plate more than anything else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
take a point then.
Woohoo! Massive damage. All right, that is the end of their turn. So one of them's running. The other one of them is kind of impotent at the moment. The other 2 are engaged. So Kyra, what would you like to do?
How do I modify my hit point bar?
The easiest thing to do is click on your token. You will see 3 bubbles. The
Yep.
red one is your hit points. If you click in the red bubble, you should see a little box, and you can hit minus or plus and the number, and it will automatically deduct it from your sheet.
Okay, so let's see.
So when you get healed, you can do the same thing with a plus. And a
Okay,
minus.
so my bar stays the right width. I got it.
You did way more than 1 point of damage.
Yeah, well, I
there.
couldn't see any change. I wasn't certain if I was just changing my number.
Yeah,
bar.
perfect. Yes, the bar, the red bar is an indication for you all to kind of see at a glance how each other are doing without needing to say,
Yeah.
hey, how
So I
is so-and-so
lost a
doing?
pixel. Sorry, guys.
Yep, you lost a pixel. That is correct. And I just realized that Farron had moved off the screen, so I'm gonna adjust my map so you can see it. Sorry for anyone watching the video. All right, so Kyra, what you gonna do? You got something in your face.
I was debating on if I was gonna risk something or not, so I'm not going to. I just grow some really long claws and then just scratch his face up.
Excellent. Primal Fury.
18 hit.
That hits.
Okay. So, Gregory, I don't know if you saw, but it's changed. In Primal Fury changed as far as it's not just regular slashing damage.
Yeah, it's acid damage now or something.
Yeah, it's acid.
Yeah, we can
so,
use the new rule. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
If you'd rather, it's up to you.
Yeah, I am, but I was just gonna say, I was asking, are you gonna go by what they just pulled out, or?
Fine with me.
Okay, so acid damage then.
Of course, it's not in my damn spell list, which kind of sucks.
Yeah. All right, so 8 acid damage.
Okay. So you slice across his skin, it burns his forearm, let's say, gets a nasty wound on it, and that was 8 damage?
Yes, 8 acid damage.
Alright.
And I'm going to come around this way.
He curses you.
Gonna step away just in case that guy feels like he wants to come and try to hit me. And you'll focus on Caitlin.
Right.
All right.
Good idea.
That's it.
All right. Fantastic. Yeah. You make sure you don't get into advantage or flanking situation. Very smart. I like that. All right. So now the last dude, red guy here he's not looking good. He's almost dead, but he's kind of a fanatic. All these guys don't seem to be tremendously rational, at least from what you've seen. That doesn't mean they are all like that, but many of them so far have seemed very irrational. So he is going to try to press his luck and swing at Caleb. First attack is a 6 verse armor class, a natural 1. Yeah, that's a miss. He is just hurting for certain. So, yep, and 14 is not going to do it. So he's just in too much pain. He tries to level his Morning Star, and at this point, he can barely lift the thing. He's just like in excruciating pain. He's essentially like starting to bleed out. And he misses twice. Now the other one is going to try to swing towards Boslan and curses at the monk for not giving him the chance to get advantage. But he will shift over here just to try to be prepared for that. His first attack is a miss. I apologize. I don't know why I'm whispering all these rolls. I'm going to change that right now because I don't want to whisper my rolls to you guys. So I'm going back to all. There we go. I meant to do it for some things, but not for others, and I forgot to shift it back. Alright, so his first one was a 7. That misses. His second attack... where did it go? Damn it. I lost it. His second attack is right here we go. Second attack is a similarly crappy 8. So he tries to swing at you twice, but you just dodge left, dodge right. He clangs on the floor twice, and ineffective attack. So
I got the monk on the other side, right? So I'm just sitting there doing the funky chicken.
Pretty much. You're just like bouncing back and forth between the two of these guys. So back to the bottom of the initiative, end of round 2 with Gitgrot. What would you like to do?
Yay, questions again. We can do this. We still have the what's it called on, so I can't cast another spell. So I'm just gonna walk up Since Kalen's, it seems like
You
Kalen's
can
got
cast
the red
another
guy.
spell as long as it doesn't require concentration.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of my spells, other than my healing
Yeah,
ones,
kind of.
require concentration.
Got it. Okay, perfect.
So I'm gonna walk behind.
Paladins.
Well,
Just-
your divine smite doesn't, but you have to actually hit in order for that.
So
to work.
powerful.
Yeah, I can use divine smite. That's
All right.
true.
Sweet. So you swing up behind him, get the tactical advantage. Make a couple of swings
Or
with your warhammer.
branding smite.
Now, is Kalen still maintaining the bladed daggers?
Branding smite is a
Good
concentration.
question.
No,
Oh, it is.
it's done.
Okay, as soon as it drops, the cultist grins, but you don't see it.
Alright, since Farron's far enough away, I just drop Shield of Faith. I bring up branding smite and go at it.
No
All right,
problem.
Sounds good. Good idea.
Where did I put my sheet? I keep double clicking and then losing it somewhere.
I know, right? That happens to me too.
Alright. There we go. And then I'll just smash this guy in the back a couple times.
All right, go for it. All right, your first
Not quite.
attack. Well, you have advantage, and the first attack is 15 is enough, just enough.
Oh, nice.
He tries to dot. Oh no, wait a minute. I apologize. I was thinking you're attacking the monks. So yeah, 15 is not enough. You try to catch him. You pound him in the back, but the stone armor just deflects it or absorbs it, however you want.
Gotcha.
To
And this one definitely doesn't hit.
Second one, yeah, with two double twos. Ouch. Yeah. So you kind of come up. You're just like pounding on him, but it's just you can't. It's either the leverage or the timing or something is not quite right. And like every time you connect with him, he seems to maybe move forward at just the same time. So where it should be a good solid hit, it ends up being just a tap, and you're like
Yeah.
cursing.
Oops.
Curse you. With that, did you want? That's movement, action. You have a little bit more movement or a bonus, and you did a bonus action. So,
I did my bonus action.
I guess you're gonna stay where you
That's
are,
it.
right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. 2 rounds down. Back to the top of the third. Farron is up.
Okay, he's gonna shoot at the one that's closest to me.
Yeah,
So we
absolutely.
can get some sneak attack.
Firebolt or the bow.
Bow.
All right. Knocks another arrow. Let it loose. It's exactly what he needed.
Okay, and
So
then
he
he's gonna
Tries
do
to
another-
dodge, but can't.
another 3 with sneak attack. So it's 8,
alright,
9,
excellent.
10, 11.
Right. So another 3 damage. All right. The guy is very wounded. Looks like he's on his last leg.
And he's gonna shoot him again.
All right.
This time with no sneak attack.
That
That
is a
doesn't hit.
miss, unfortunately. Yeah, it looks like it's
That's
gonna
it.
catch him, but it looks like it's gonna catch him in the side. But instead of hitting him in the side, it kind of like passes right through his robe and out through the back. So it just skims right by him.
That's all he's gonna do.
Sounds good. All right. Next, Kalen, you got that dude. He just doesn't seem to want to die quite yet. Perhaps you can do something about that. Colin.
Oh, sorry, it's muted.
No
All right,
worries.
here. I'm gonna take the guy to my right. Back.
Yeah.
Did that hit or no?
The 15 is not enough.
All right, and I'll do it again.
Yeah, buddy. That does it. And with 1 hit point left, he is finally defeated. He brings up your first attack. He somehow manages to get his Morning Star in the way and deflect your sword. But he's so exhausted at this point that he just leaves himself wide open for your next strike, which just pierces him through the throat. Again, you found this one spot that just seems to be the easy, sweet spot, and he goes down in a gurgling mess. Something like that.
Which that means I want all my enemies to die, Greg.
Say it again?
That's how I want all my enemies to die.
Absolutely, in a gurgling puddle of blood.
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
So you could probably move if you
Here,
would like.
I'm going to use my offhand attack to try and
Oh.
stop the guy from
Excellent. Unexpected.
alerting anything.
I love it. Well, it's probably a little late for that. They seem to have known you are here, and so you dance over, use your last bit of action to try to make an attack. I'm gonna say, well, let's see. I'm gonna say more likely your first two attacks were a regular and an offhand attack, and then this is another regular attack. So I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, and we'll say it's the 8 damage.
Okay.
Because otherwise it doesn't really make sense. If you follow my logic, I mean, like, you know, attack, and then your bonus action. It's like it's supposed to be like part of the movement. So we'll let it slide that way, and say that you walk up and he tries to dance out of the way, but you just stab him right in the stomach and put him down to the ground. He's like, you just watch him slide off the end of your sword.
You gotta love the fucking Valor Bar.
Hell yeah, man. I do. That was my favorite character so far, but I'm looking forward to my druid that I'm starting now. So, but that's another story. We're not talking about that. All right, Boslan, what you gonna do for us? Oh, wait, I apologize. Oh, no, you did your bonus. That's right. All right, so yeah, Boslan.
Okay, since Gitgrot is probably temporarily distracting this guy,
You have
below
advantage.
me, I'm going to turn around and thump the shit out of the cultist.
Oh,
So-
all right. Well, you do have advantage on the guard if you want to take advantage.
Okay,
of
and I
that.
can actually split my attacks, right?
You can do one for each, exactly.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
Just tell me which one's which.
because I'd actually like to keep striking at one of them till he falls, and then turn on the other one. And I'm gonna use my action surge if I get the opportunity. So do I have to like just attack all at once, or can I see if the first one's dropping and then change my energy?
Yeah, you absolutely can do it that way. You
Okay, so first short sword strike on the blackguard.
All right. So that is definitely a hit. Didn't even need advantage. That's a big, massive hit. In fact, you hit him heinously with your short sword. You know that would have put down the average person. But this guy, again, like the other dude, these blackguards seem to be made of sterner stuff. They're gritty and tough mother effers. So
Well, if he likes that one, I'll try to give him another one then.
yeah, so he's just hanging on like by a thread, and with your other backhand slash, you're able to cut him across the throat and finish the deed.
Okay, so when I drop a character to 0 hit points, I can get an additional attack.
Yeah, man. So you swing
that is
around,
one of my
swing around with the
abilities.
follow through and slice at the monk. Let's have it. That is enough. So you cut through. He is not expecting that. You were fully engaged with the blackguard. He thought he had you for a moment, but you do some crazy maneuver that Gikrot and Kyra and the others have probably never seen before. Stuff you learned fighting in the pits, and swing at both of them in succession. He is wounded, but he's still standing. Just
Well, I'm gonna use
look
my-
of shock. If you could see his face behind the mask, it would just be this look of like, you imagine his mouth is wide open, going like, "What the?"
And as long as I got my combo attack going here, I'm going to use my action surge and pull one more.
Bring it! I love it. All right.
And I just missed doing a crit because I
Yeah,
have
man.
crits on a 19 or 20.
I know, buddy. All right, so that is another. So you're like, oh, come now. You know you figured out their tactics. You figured out their vulnerabilities at this point. You know how to fight these guys. Like, you could fight them with your eyes closed if you had to.
I got pissed because I got injured. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
this.
dude, you thumped my shin. That's gonna leave
He's
a
like,
bruise.
how dare you hit
You'll
me?
die now.
The soft
And
crit
bleeding.
max damage from that strike is enough to put him down.
Cool, I get a free attack. I stab the body again.
Right? I think that only happens once.
Ah!
I don't think you can do that more than once. Well, I'll look at it later, but for now, there is one guy left in the middle of the room, and Boslan is done. Oh no, technically,
You have your movement still, right? No?
you technically do have movement and one more attack. So if you want, you could take 2 steps and try to finish the guy harassing Kyra.
Why would I have another attack though?
So your action surge allows you to attack, and as a fighter at level 6 or 7, whatever it is, every time you take the attack action, you get twice.
Yeah, so I made 2 attacks and killed the black guard with the green dot.
Mm-hmm.
Then I used my free attack for bringing someone below 0 to my first strike, and then I used my action surge on the second strike. So
Yeah,
I
action
think
surge gives you 2 more attacks.
Oh, does it? It's like 1 more round?
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was.
So theoretically, you could get, conceivably, you could get more, but I think the way it works is you only can do that 1 time. So you can get 5 attacks, so you do have 1 more.
I've seen it both ways when people kind of argued it both ways, but most people do the consensus of you get a full round of whatever attacks you had, rather than just 1 extra attack.
Any case, I hit him. So close to another critical, damn it. Cool, I think I hit almost everyone in this fight.
Nice. Not the guys outside, but close too.
Yeah.
Alright, so that is enough. And with that damage, 11 points, he was down to 3. So, yeah, you cut him in half. He's got his focus on Kyra and doesn't even see you coming. Again, you were so engaged with the others, he's like, didn't even think you were a threat until you ran him through. So, with this amazing display, dare I say acrobatic display of carnage, Kyra and Gitgrot got the, and Farron, because Farron saw all of it, got the amazing opportunity to see Boslan in action.
Actually, Action Surge says on your turn you can take 1 additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action.
Right, but people have, I interpret it the way that you do. However, people have written on it and kind of argued back and forth, and
So
they've
it's like a free action round.
yeah. There's nothing in like the sage advice or anything that specifically says that it's the whole round. Just people have just adopted it that way. So
Cool. Well, it works for me.
Yeah, I'll look into it, but for now, this was a lot of fun to let you do that. So, regardless,
most people do it the way that you're doing, Gregory.
Yeah,
like,
that's all I've ever seen is that you get the full.
Speeds things up if I'm Cuisinart.
Yeah,
So.
but they didn't, because
Exactly.
I have a kind of a myth thing with that, anyways. So yeah, they do.
You have a what?
Like I've kind of like been debating back and forth with Farron on that issue, because like that's one thing that's not actually in the sage advice, and they don't ever really talk about it. And then he's like, well, everybody just knows it. I was like, well, no, because there's other people who kind of take it as straight written, like I'm taking it.
Rules is written. If
Yeah,
I don't mind taking a
but
moment
most
to
people
talk
do
about
it the way that you're doing it, Gregory, though. Like that you get the full however many attacks that you were, like if you're like level 20, then you get like a full 5 attacks or whatever again or whatever.
right? So and that's how
Like akin to fireball. Like for example, if a sorcerer can pull off this huge, like with all this damage, and they're saying, well, as a fighter, that would kind of suck if you're like this level 20 fighter and you can't only do 1 or additional attack. You should be able to do all of your attacks again as that action surge. So
yeah, so here's why. Straight out of the book, right? Extra attack for the fighter. Beginning at 5th level, you can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn. Action surge.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Action surge says on your turn you can take 1 additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action. So
right. So they're saying that's the whole action is all your attacks.
your action is 2 attacks, and you get a bonus action, which is 2 attacks. That's 4 attacks. And if you take someone to 0, that means you get 5 attacks. I need to read on whether or not that... I won't do that right now, but I need to read on whether or not that... Somebody is breathing heavily.
Compounds.
They're excited. Yeah, no, I agree with that interpretation, Greg. So yeah, I get 2 attacks per action,
Per action,
and I'm
exactly.
going to look up
Correct.
what my scenario is when I get the.
And the same is true for Farron because of his favored soul, I think or whatever his background, let's say, and the same, or I mean, sorry, his sorceress origin, and the same is true for Kalen, because of his being a Valor Bard, and the same is true for Gitgrot as a Paladin. So anytime it says you can take 2 attacks, that's how it balances. That's where like fighters can do a decent, reasonable amount of damage at high level compared to say like Kyra when she could do unbelievable amounts of damage with her spells. So in order to balance, that's what they let fighters just pound on people really fast.
Because I count 58 damage in 1 turn there.
That was a sick round. Nicely
Yeah.
done.
By the way, the Grand Weapon Master, the other one,
Great.
says on your turn when you score a critical hit with a melee weapon or reduce a creature to 0 hit points with 1, you can make 1 melee weapon attack as a bonus action.
As a bonus action. Okay, so there you go. So you can only do 1 bonus action per round. So we handled it perfectly.
Got it. So 2 normal attacks, and if one of them kills or crits, I get my bonus action can be a 3rd attack.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah. So you guys now understand why I wield a short sword, because I'm like lightning fast with it.
Yes. Exactly.
Rather than hacking, I'm sort of like the, just real quick, nick at this artery, nick at that artery, take off a hand, etc.
Yeah.
Can you mute yourself, buddy?
Is it me?
I think it is.
I think so.
Yeah. It's like it sounds like your shirt is rubbing against the microphone or something like that.
I mean, I'm hearing it too. So
I kind of felt like we're in some kind of weird porno.
Maybe it's
like
Colin,
in the background.
I know, I'm muted, so I'm just like, what is that breathing?
Well, if you mute and we still hear it, it's someone else.
Right, there we go. All right. Well, regardless, that was an awesome bit of combat, y'all. Anybody should we take a quick bio, like 1-2 minute, just to use the facilities?
Works for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
We're going to be hearing more sounds if I'm not muted.
All right, so everybody mute. I'm going to... let me pause. Everybody mute, and then I will pause the recording. We will be back in a few moments after taking a quick break here. Thanks for sticking with us. Stay tuned for more fun action, and we will be right back.